amigo らは歩き慣れてきた日々もどうだ夢は安泰な話だが刺激不足はにダラダラ照らすは闇もさの歩き慣れていた道はどこだ時はたまにじゃったが曇りに包まれたら思いが知る手の方へ思い出すは優しいね
I wonder if you guys can hear me properly, but that doesn't matter. This is a new Naruto with it, you know. But this time it'll go a little deeper into the story. Now, I told uh, one of my biggest helpers that I was gonna rewatch the anime. So going throughout this story, I will rewatch it. This story will be longer than the hentai what ifs. Don't ask. And I'm still continuing all the what ifs I'm doing. I just want to put everything out now. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is what if the tailed beasts were actual weapons instead of animals. This is not your average Naruto story. Our journey begins back when Madara betrayed the village a month prior. Madara had came upon a discovery. A cave that held a strange-looking sword. This sword was blue and looked as if it had been imbued with lightning chakra, but it was changing without being touched from lightning to fire chakra and back again. As Madara picked up the sword, he instinctively named it Madatabi, and so begins our story. Madara was defeated by Hashirama, but Hashirama was focused on the strange weapon that Madara used. He had never seen someone imbue two chakra natures in a weapon, and let alone switch between them as fast as he did. He decided he would get some elders to look into it. Things stayed the same with the attack on Konoha, except it was another village. Minato and Kushina sadly perished, and the Matatapi sword was stolen. Years go by and we arrive to a yellow-haired boy running in the forest. His name is Naruto Uzumaki, and he is currently running from his best friend Sasuke Uchiha. In this version, the Uchiha massacre never happened. And now I'll be going directly one sec. I'll be going directly off script. So, in this version, the Uchiha massacre never happened due to the fact that there was never going to be a coup d'etat. And the reason why is because tailed beasts aren't really, in this world, so there's no true Jinchuriki. But there is a lot of undiscovered stuff with the swords. So therefore, let's get back into it. As Naruto's running in the forest, he comes upon a steep cliff. He thinks, hey, I can ditch Sasuke by going down this cliff, right? And he does. Except he tumbles and tumbles. When he tries to stop himself, he keeps rolling. He rolls and rolls and rolls until he falls into a ditch, sort of thing. Upon waking up in this ditch, he realizes that it's night. Sorry if you can hear the background noise. But he realized that it's night. And he tries to climb out of the cave, but he can't. So he looks around. I'll say he has better chakra control, and he already knows about chakra nature, So what he does is he throws up 3 hand signs, and these hand signs will create a small flickering flame at the tip of his finger. And he'll just keep adjusting this. This also helps. He has done this countless times. Oh, yes. And I forgot to tell you guys his chakra nature. In this, he will have lightning, wind, fire, and that's it. The reason why Wind is because that was his original chakra nature, and I'm going to do something good. I'm going to do something funny with, the story. The reason why fire is because I feel like, since the Uzumaki clan was in the land of fire, it's only natural that they have a fire. So, yeah. And last but not least, lightning. He inherit. I'm gonna say this. Lightning is a rare. It's not a rare attribute, but it's a rare chakra nature to inadvertently have. Like, to start off having chakra nature, it's very rare. And since the Namikaze clan is mostly irrelevant in this, I'll just say that the Namikaze clan all had lightning nature. So, yeah. As he looks around the cave, he notices a sword. This sword doesn't look like any normal sword that he's seen the Ambu walking around the village having. No. There's been a sword in legends that he's read about in history. A sword that was blue. But it was imbued with strange chakra. They were taught that the creator of this tried to forsake the village, and he created that's one single sword. But Naruto sees that this sword, it's different. It's not like the one he read in his textbook. No. This sword is a gladius. If you don't know what a gladius sword is, I will show you. Well, it's a mix between. Don't worry, I will show you. It's a mix between a gladius and a katana. It has the hilt of a katana, but it has the head of a gladius. Now, oh God, I hate this. I hate this hat. Okay, so this is a gladius, and this is a katana. So, yeah. Gallery. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Okay, back to the story. So, for some reason, Naruto seems drawn to this sword. On closer inspection, this sword has 9 holes. Naruto is very curious about this. He goes to pick up the sword, and when he does, he first feels fear. But it's not the fear of the sword. It's the fear of what he sees, what he feels. He feels a dooming pressure go upon him. He then sees that 3 of the holes in the sword fill up, and the sword begins to change. It it molds itself. Naruto doesn't know what's going on, and he instinctively drops the sword. And he hears a voice in his head say, "You impudent brat, how dare you drop me, the legendary nine-tailed sword, Kurama." And Naruto then says, "Okay, I'm hallucinating." And he immediately sees a. What does he see? I forgot. I'm sorry. Ah, yes, that's right. He sees a nine-tailed fox, the spirit of the sword. But he doesn't feel fear anymore. See, yes, his childhood changed because so and so, but he was still looked at as a nuisance. The third Hokage had to take care of him by the and it would draw into the village's funds. So the village kinda didn't like him like that. The only true friend he had was probably Sasuke, maybe Shikamaru and Choji, but the rest of the village, no. And then there was that weird girl Hinata who always stuck around him for some reason. He didn't care at the moment. So, after a long talk with the sword, Naruto found out some things. First, he found out that there are 9 swords in total, and the number of holes that the sword has is the number of transformations the sword can go through. And the user of the sword is naturally bonded. The sword and the user are naturally bonded, and the sword will give the user immense power. This intrigues Naruto. Power. Maybe I'll finally be able to beat Sasuke with this. And this actually makes Kurama laugh. See, in this, Kurama doesn't have that hateful personality due to the fact that he wasn't discovered yet. He wasn't discovered by anyone. He was just created by who knows. And he was created by no one knows. And he was just sealed away. He doesn't have a hateful personality. So he doesn't know how humans are. How most humans are, besides Naruto. Now, Kurama decides, hey, this brat isn't that bad. Maybe I'll form a pact with him. A pact is when the user smears his blood upon the blade of his choosing. And if the sword or the TBS series, the Tailed Beast series, if the soul within the sword accepts the user's blood, then the user will gain strange abilities. And you'll love these abilities, trust me. The first ability, I shall only tell you this first ability. The first ability is an interdimensional storage that can store the sword. There is a sheath that comes with the sword, but So, Naruto agrees to this pact. He bites his finger and he smears his blood on the sword. And Kurama is shocked. He thinks, wow, this kid has 3 chakra natures plus this large chakra pool? That's pretty crazy. Okay. Sure. I like this kid. Oh, I'm gonna stick around him, And the user and the sword are bonded. Madatabi didn't react this way to Madara due to the fact that Madatabi didn't like the way Madara's nature was. He felt that Madatabi felt as though, Madara was going to use him for evil and just didn't tell him about this stuff. So, then, Kurama tells Naruto about how he's already fulfilled 3 of the necessary requirements for 3 transformations. The first transformation is the one he's in now. Then Naruto he tells Naruto to focus, and Naruto does. He sits and meditates, and Kurama begins to change. This gets Kurama excited because even Kurama hasn't seen his own, second transformation. And in Naruto's hand, immediately when Naruto opens his eyes, poof, a staff. Now, this isn't an ordinary staff. You remember the staff that Lord Third had because he made a contract with the Monkey King summon, and he was able to become Son Goku. Well, not Son Goku, the tailed beast, the four-tail. No, he was able to become the literal fucking Wukong. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a staff. Now, the third, Naruto goes back into a state, and the third sword that comes out is, oh god, I pray that you guys can't hear that. The third sword that comes out isn't a sword per se. It's more of a dagger. Now, this dagger though, it's not ordinary. It's not like, the come at me fuckers. It's not that type of dagger where you just unsheath it. I'm so sorry. I'ma just go ahead and switch over here. Okay. So what happens? It's a model 1832 without the, sticking out parts. And to Naruto, it's beautiful. This flatters Kurama. Kurama thinks I've never been called beautiful besides him. And then he sealed us away. So Kurama goes quiet, and Naruto thinks, how am I going to get out of this cave? And 1 second he's at the bottom, and the next he's at the top. I wonder why this is. And the reason why is because, first of all, I'm not going to tell you. Sorry. The second is a cliffhanger. And the third is I'm going to have to leave it here. As you can see, it is noisy. I'm at my sister's house right now. I'm not at my house. And I will do, a bunch of videos when I get home. Expect them probably tomorrow or on the weekend. Well, expect a new video tomorrow or the weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do. But don't worry about it. Have an amazing, perfect day.